Basinski again. So today I'm going to talk about why you don't necessarily have to eat less. You can kind of get away with just eating healthy because this eat less, move more mentality that we have been doing for years is, wait for it, it's bullshit. Because if it were as simple as calories in versus calories out, we would all have this weight loss resistance thing that we've got going on completely solved, wouldn't we? Right? Because we've been taught that if we eat less and we move more, we're going to lose weight. And that's not always true for everybody. That's not always the be-all, end-all, do-all with weight loss or with health. You know, how you eat and what you eat, like what kind of foods you eat, is just as important to your health. It's part of a long series of factors that make up your overall health. It's not just calories, because guess what? They're not all created equal. It's more complicated than calories. It's what kind of nutrients you have in your body or maybe are missing. It's your body composition, how much body fat, how much lean muscle tissue do you have, your DNA, the exercises that you're doing, believe it or not, that affects it. Hormones? Hello? Yes, hormones. We'll dive into that a little bit later. And the quality of your food. Quality versus quantity. It's not always about the calories. So guess what? You may be able to stop driving yourself crazy by worrying if you're going to eat that and go over your calorie limit, or you're going to eat that and gain weight. Because that is not how we... Okay, let me just stop. If that works for you, great. If you have been using the same calorie count from now until forever, you've never had to change it, you feel great, everything is wonderful, you're losing weight, your hormones are balanced, all that stuff, then more power to you. That's cool. But it's not always the amount of food we're eating. It is the kind of food we're eating. Because I can eat 4 donuts and hit my macros or go way over my macros and stay within my calories, but I'll be hungry in 25 minutes because it does some things to certain hormones, hunger hormones, insulin, all those kind of things. So that seriously is not how I work with pillars of health with my clients. I don't. In my program, Balance 360, there's one pillar that we go into that is kind of like looking into, hey, let's look at the nutritional value of what we're actually eating and what it does to our bodies, because everybody's different. So 1,200 calories for anybody is ridiculous, but let's just say, because that seems to be what people think that they need to eat, but you can eat 1,200 calories at 135 pounds at 40% body fat and 1,200 calories at 135 pounds at 10% body fat and see 2 totally different things. How much energy are you getting from your food? Is it like the fuel you put in your car? You would not put crappy fuel in there or your car would run crappy. Quantity versus quality. That's the same thing with food. So it's improving your health, it's healing your body, it's feeling better, it's working on healthier, sustainable habits, not tracking stuff like crazy that's making you go nuts, not working out like crazy and jacking up hormones. You guys, if you understand this one little bit, it's that vicious cycle that I was talking about, that diet vicious cycle that I talked about the other day. Like, are you getting anywhere with it, or are you sinking in quicksand? This is where I'm talking about. You don't have to always eat less. Granted, some people aren't even eating enough, believe it or not. And I have my clients do that. And when they get to reality of it, they realize they had a piece of toast for breakfast, 4 M&Ms for lunch, and a chocolate shake for dinner because little Johnny had practice and they were in a hurry. But in their mind, they think they're kind of eating okay. Until reality comes in and we have to write it down. So it's working on adding small things that will improve your health, because the onset of restriction and calorie deficit will, yes, give you an end result of weight loss. Not very sustainable for the long term, and for me, it wasn't very great for my sanity. So certainly when you restrict calories, your metabolism then slows down and adjusts to what you're eating, and then realizes I don't need as much, and all these crazy things go on. Your body knows what it's supposed to be eating, and when you give it what it is supposed to have, it does what it is supposed to do. It is a well-oiled machine, and it will work properly when you do it that way. Just like your car. Just like those cars that we invest in and spend, $400 to $700 a month on, but healthy food's expensive. Hello? Okay. Different day, different story. So, like I said, when you take those calories away, it's going to produce some weight loss in the beginning. Until things slow down, like I said, that's like your metabolism, and your body starts to wonder, like our body knows what it's supposed to weigh. Different topic, different day. It's called body. Oh shoot, I forgot what it is. I'll get to that. I'll post it. But we have to understand that weight loss does not always equal health, because you can be very unhealthy skinny and not really quite catch on to that. I mean, it's amazing. So again, quality versus quantity. It's the nature of the food we eat that has far more effect on whether we gain or lose weight. Barking dogs. Because there's certain foods that we eat, we're in this low fat, low sugar, chemical shitstorm cycle that then gets us inflammation. It causes things to change. It causes our insulin to do things that, oh, hey, are we hungry? Are we not hungry? Do we need to eat food? Our hormones are telling us different. And then we cave in like that vicious cycle because we've restricted things, or we've eaten the low fat, and our body's like, WTF, is this food? What are you giving me? Those things affect our health, which then affect our weight loss or gain. And not everybody is the same. I can promise you that. So hormonal, insulin, hunger hormones, adrenal issues, because here's what happens. Food equals energy. Good food equals good energy. Bad food's going to equal bad energy. So really, does it really pay to restrict and move so much more in a sense that it's making us sick? In a sense that we feel like crap still? Because if all this worked for everybody, if this was the be-all, end-all, do-all, everybody would be healthy. Everybody would have great numbers as far as cholesterol and blood pressure, because you know what? That number on the scale and the body mass, the bullshit mass index, is not going to tell you how your health is. So please, when your doctor says, oh, your BMI is here, you're in danger of blah, 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 blah. Again, 135-pound person at 40% fat, 135-pound person at 10% fat. The BMI doesn't tell that. This person that's only at 10% body fat is probably going to be maybe a little bit healthier. I'm not going to say that 100%, but that's a possibility. So we get to this point where we're eating less and moving more. And then, oh my gosh, we mess up and we ate too much. We went over our calories, so now I have to go work it off. So I'm working out like a crazy workhorse, doing 2-a-days, doing all these things, and all of a sudden I'm like, why am I not losing weight? You cannot work out a bad diet. I don't care who's told you that or where you've heard that. Please forget that. Because what happens then is we look at food in a negative way and we look at exercise in a negative way. And that should not be either way. You should enjoy both of them. Yes, you should enjoy exercise. Find a way. I'll help you find a way to enjoy it. I hated it at that time where I was counting all this crap and I needed to look like this person, so I got these clients and I had to promote this, that, and the other BS. I hated that. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. But, that's what they told me. That's what it was. That was a be-all, end-all, right? I had, oatmeal, eggs, rice cakes, rice, chicken, broccoli, and that was my diet. Oh, maybe I had salmon every now and again, but come on. Shouldn't you be able to enjoy almost all the foods that are out there unless they're causing you some sort of health issue? Because the different topic for a different day. But when you get to this point where you're like, well, I ate too much, so I need to move more. And you're doing these high intense workouts on top of one another, not giving your body time to rest because I have to make weight, I have to burn off this many calories because my fitness pal said, I ate too much and blah, 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 whatever it says. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, this is where we see this, oh, well, I worked out so I can eat 400 more calories. Does my fitness pal know your body? No. Your body knows your body, and so do you, and you have to listen to it. So it's too much stress sometimes on the body when we're working out like crazy lunatics. Again, hormonal issues, adrenal fatigue. I worked with someone that went right into adrenal fatigue doing 2-a-days and practicing and getting ready for a competition. Maybe the look was there, but she felt like shit. So weight loss does not always equal health. You have to look at the quality versus the quantity of the food you're eating. And that is what is going to give you the long-term, overall, sustainable results of health, with sometimes a cool little side effect of weight loss. But when that's all we're focusing on, there's a problem. Because just because you're overweight according to something or another or some flipping chart doesn't necessarily mean you're unhealthy. I mean, like, I don't know where these standards came from, but they're crap. So keep that in mind, really. And I'm not, like, don't take this the wrong way. Like, if you have high blood pressure and high cholesterol and, you know, your doctor actually checked your body fat versus all these things, like, if you have a really high body fat percentage, you are at risk for certain diseases. So, but if you're not at risk for these things, who's to say that you weighing a little bit more is unhealthy? Ask your doctor how much training he's had in nutrition. Do that. So you need to look at it like this. Here's how I'm going to close it out. So what we've been taught about weight loss, it may be a little bit skewed, and it may lack some certain perspectives of everybody's different. We all have this like bio-individual type thing going on, and, you know, like, I could weigh the same as someone next to me, and that person could have a clear bill of health, and, you know, I could look really fit and toned, but my cholesterol could be 310. Look skinny, don't I? Yeah, but I'm not healthy, and I feel like crap, right? Because you probably don't feel so good when those numbers aren't really good. So don't let that number on the scale define you. I hate that number. I hate the scale altogether. It's stupid. You want to focus on gaining health. You know, it's possible that weight loss is a side effect of that. I mean, my clients don't really go on diets and they lose weight. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't do the eat less, move more thing. Yeah, I'm going to promote exercising like 3 to 5 days a week because it's good for you, and it saves you from punching people, right? Like, that's my therapy. I don't do it because I ate too many donuts the day before. I do it because yesterday I did 10 push-ups and today I did 15, and I feel like a badass because I'm stronger. And I know that my health is getting better from the inside out. Not because I look a certain way, or not because I'm keeping within my caloric, macro, whatever it is. That doesn't work for me, and it doesn't work for a lot of my clients. So here's what we need to do. Here's what I'm promoting is focus on making these health changes that work for you, right? So don't fall to all this information that's out there and get so confused as to what's going to work for you and what doesn't work for you and why this isn't working and why I've tried all the things and they're just not working. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the things. Stephanie, good. I hope you'll be in class tomorrow. Can't wait. So you want to stop focusing on that. You want to focus on making long-term, sustainable changes, baby steps. Take it a little bit at a time. Don't lose your sanity over it, because I don't like when people lose their shit. I don't like to lose my shit either. So quit focusing on those numbers. Maybe this eat more or eat less, move more concept, it's not working for a majority, and it might be time for a different approach. It might be time to you shouldn't have to feel guilty because you think that you need to eat less and move more. Okay? I want you to feel good about who you are from the inside out, and not make it about a number on a scale, the size jeans you wear, how many calories you've eaten or haven't eaten, or whether or not you've gone over. It's focusing on health from the inside out, and sometimes there's a mindset shift that has to happen because for so long we've been trained that this is how it's supposed to work, that, you know, so-and-so lost so much weight off of this prepared meal plan here and they look wonderful. Quality versus quantity. Packaged foods might not be the best option for people, right? Okay, so end of my story. Focus on what works for you, and if you aren't sure what works for you, reach out. go ahead and ask me. I will help point you in the right direction. I can't tell you how many people this week have actually contacted me and said things, and I said, do me a favor, write down this, that, or the other, and we'll revisit it. Because sometimes when you actually look at it, you see like, oh, I am just eating a piece of toast and 4 M&Ms, and I'm not eating enough. Like, you wouldn't do that to your car. You wouldn't put in $3 worth of gas to drive 300 miles. It's not going to get very far. You have to give your body what it needs so it can perform correctly and do what it's supposed to do. And for everybody, that's different. So if you're not finding anything that works for you, those may not be the things that are for you. You may need to step back and look at it more at a health aspect instead of this, what works for this one over here, or what this one's coach told her to do, or whatever it is. Because a lot of this, as I'm wrapping this up, I know I've said this 15 times, this so badly leads to self-hate, eating disorders, guilt, binge eating, yes, falling off the wagon. There's no wagon. There's no wagon. So if you're in that boat or that category of what I'm talking about or have been talking about, I get you, I understand you, and I have been there. So I'm sharing with you what has worked for me. Not necessarily going to work for you, but what I'm saying is I found my little blueprint by doing this, that, and the other. So helping someone else find their little blueprint is what I'm out to do. Maybe it's not a diet. Maybe it's not a meal plan. Maybe it's not changing your calories or adjusting your macros. Maybe it's taking a step back and taking a different approach. And if that's something you are curious about, go ahead and message me. Go ahead, shoot me a message. Because I'm telling you, when the mindset shift happens, a lot of things change, and you'll see that cool side effect of feeling better, having more energy, seeing better lab results, and maybe losing a little weight. Oh wait, here's the thing. Let me fill you in on this one. Not necessarily weight loss, but your body composition may change. That's kind of what happened with me. So it led down to a path of health. Mind, body, spirit, from the inside out, and that's what I'm trying to promote. So you guys have a great day. That is all I have for you. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Otherwise, we will chat later.